Hello students, myself Professor Ambika Devi, Assistant Professor of Physics, Government First Grade College, Bidar. Today's video is related to Session 10 of BSc 5th Sem Basic Instrumentation course, which is prescribed in the colleges affiliated to Karnataka State, Gulbarga University, Kalburgi. So let us now begin with the session related to AC emitter. So in the first slide, we will discuss about the emitter. An emitter is a measuring instrument used to measure the current in the circuit. Electric current is measured in terms of ampere. Instrument which is used to measure the small currents in the milliamps or microamps, milliampere and microampere range are designed as the milliammeter and milliammeter or microammeter respectively. So here range of the current which is measured is in milliammeter. Current is measured in terms of milliamps. In microammeter, current is measured in terms of microamps. This is the figure diagram of the ammeter, and see in this circuit diagram, battery is connected to ammeter. So the current which is flowing through the circuit, when bulb glows, it shows that current is flowing in the circuit. So the flowing current is measured by using the ammeter. So ammeter is a device which is used to measure the current. So in these slides, I am going to explain about working principle of the ammeter. The main principle of the ammeter is that it must have very low resistance and also inductive reactance, because it has a very low impedance, and it must have very low amount of voltage drop across it, and must be connected in the series connection, because current in the same series current is same in the series circuit. Means also due to very low impedance, the power loss will be low, and if it is connected in the parallel, it becomes almost a short circuited path, and all the current will flow through the ammeter. As a result of high current, the instrument may burn. So due to this reason, it must be connected in series. For an ideal emitter, it must have zero impedance, so that it has zero voltage drop across it. So the power loss in this instrument is zero, but the ideal is not achievable practically. Actually, this type of emitter is not fabricated. Practically, it is not possible. So these are the types of emitters. Depending upon the constructing principle, there are many types of emitters we get. They are mainly they are mainly moving iron emitter, dynamometer type emitter, rectifier type emitter, and permanent magnet moving coil, that is PMMC emitter. Depending on this type of measurements, depending upon the type of measurements also, emitters are classified mainly two types. Those are AC emitter and DC emitter. So these are the types of emitters which are classified on the basis of the construction principle, and these are the emitters which are classified on the basis of the type of measurements. So these are the types of emitters. We will discuss one by one. First one is MI emitter. It is a moving iron instrument. MI means moving iron emitter. It is the moving iron instrument used for both AC as well as DC, which is used to measure alternating current and direct current also. It can be used for both. Because why it is used for both purposes? Because the deflection is proportional to the square of the current. So whatever is the direction of the current, direction is not considered. Whatever is the direction of current, it shows directional deflections. Further, they are classified in two more waves. Again, this MI emitter is classified into two types: attraction type and repulsion type. Okay. In attraction type, sorry, in attraction type emitter, when which principle is used? When an unmagnetized soft iron is placed in the magnetic field. Unmagnetized soft iron is placed in a magnetic field, then what happens? It is attracted towards the coil. Unmagnetized soft iron, when it is placed in a magnetic field, then it is attracted towards the coil. If a moving system attached and a current is passed through a coil, then it creates a magnetic field which attracts the iron piece and creates a deflecting torque, as a result of which pointer moves over the scale. So this is the working of the attraction type ammeter. Similarly, in repulsion type emitter, when two iron pieces are magnetized, then what happens? With the same polarity of the two iron pieces are magnetized by passing a current, then the repulsion between them occurs. Okay. When two iron pieces with the same polarity are magnetized by passing the current, then repulsion between them is occurs. That repulsion produces the deflecting torque, due to which pointer moves. This is the working principle of the repulsion type MI emitter. So MI emitter is classified into two types: attraction type and repulsion type. So torque equation of the MI emitter is given by this expression. Next is second one is electrodynamo ammeter. This can be used, this electrodynamo ammeter is used to measure both AC and DC currents. Okay, now we see that we have PMCC and YAMA instrument for the measurement of the AC and DC currents, because electrodynamometer instruments have the same calibration for both AC and DC. That is, it is calibrated with the with DC. Then also without calibrating, we can use to measure the AC also. So the principle of the electrodynamometer is, there we have two coils. Here we are having two coils, namely fixed and moving coils. One is fixed, another one is moving coils. If a current is passed through two coils, then what happens? It will stay in the zero position due to the development of equal and opposite torques. If somehow the direction of one torque is reversed, as the current in the coil reverses, and unidirectional torque is produced. This is the working principle of the electrodynamometer. For ammeter, here for ammeter, the connection is in the series. Then the phase angle, phi be the phase angles. Here torque, sorry, not torque, it is a torque equation is given by T is equal to I square dm by d theta. T is equal to I square dm by d theta. Here I is the current flowing in the circuit, which is measured in terms of ampere. M is the mutual inductance of the coil, which is measured in terms of Henry, and theta is the deflection of the radian. They have no hysteresis error, and it is used for both AC and DC measurements. The main disadvantages are they have torque ratio and high friction loss. These are the some disadvantages of the electrodynamometer. low torque ratio, high frictional loss, and these are very expensive. So these are the some disadvantages of the electron dynamometer. And next one is rectifier emitter. So this is the block diagram of the rectifier emitter, and these are the emitters which are used for the measurement of AC current. And here AC measurements which are used for the AC measurements, and it is connected to secondary of a current transformer. The secondary current is much less than primary and connected with a bridge rectifier. This is the bridge rectifier to a moving coil emitter. Mm. This rectifier emitter is used in high frequency also, and uniform scales for most of the ranges. These are the two advantages of rectifier emitter. What are the advantages of rectifier emitter is, one is it is used in the high frequency, another one is uniform scale for most of the ranges. These are the two advantages of the rectifier emitter. Disadvantages is error due to the temperature. Error due to the temperature decreases in sensitivity of AC operation. So this is the rectifier emitter. So students, I hope you have got the good understanding of the concept of AC emitter.